Now live from a undisclosed location, it's a Jesse T Show. Now here's Jesse. And now here's Jesse.
I've just given up. I've decided that I'm just going to give up on these technical things. It's technology and me, we just have a real problem. We have a real problem. I'm about ready to throw everything across the room here. I mean, that's kind of where I'm at right now. You ever felt like that? Where you just, that's it. I just threw everything across the room a few seconds ago. I got so frustrated at stuff. Okay, well, we're live. www.thepowerofvoices.com. Jesse Terrero with you. We are live. We've had nothing but technical difficulties for the last 11 minutes. Man. So I'm going to try this one more time. As we're on the Jesse T Show, you are seeing technical prowess at its very best, right? Trying to work this stuff out. You never thought that I'd have to turn into an IT guru just to make a few simple little things work. It is the most frustrating thing that I think you got to go through in life is dealing with this technology. So let's just see if this is going to work at all. I think, did we get it? Are we up? Lee, is there any buzz? I don't think there's a buzz. By golly, I think I did it. By George, I think I got it. Yeah, okay, I think I got it just fine. So you're going to have to let me know at the Power of Voices if we've got that nice, clear, sharp sound. Because quite frankly, I don't know if we do or if we don't. So let me know. Okay, it's a Jesse T Show. We're running late on Facebook.com/Jesse Terrero. You're chiming in with us here and saying hi to Nancy Thompson. Kafer. Nancy Thompson Kafer. You know, I love kefir. I love raspberry kefir. I love boysenberry kefir. And so you're like Kafer. I like that. Nancy Thompson Kafer. Saying hi to Sean Flanagan. Sean Flanagan's checking us in. It's Real Estate Wednesday and Loan Wednesday. Also, I got a job for you coming up here. I think that we're okay at thepowerofvoices.com. I think we're okay going live there. I think our audio came in finally. I don't know what went wrong there, but hey, Nancy, I can hear you loud and clear. Okay, all right, cool. All right, thank you much. And I haven't gotten the glasses yet, so I got to get that. Still, I'm using the 150-year-old magnifying glass. So let's see here. So I got to say hi to our friends. Isaiah.official just joined. Evanya03 just joined. Edelman04 just joined. Edelman04 just joined. Nancy's with us. Sean K. Flanagan, great film producer, director, doing a lot of real estate stuff with drones right now. So it's good to have him along there. And if you're just tuning in with us, you like that word, tuning in? If you're just tuning in with us on on thepowervoices.com. We are at www.thepowervoices.com. YouTube Live, thepowervoices.com. Facebook.com/thepowerofvoices and Facebook.com/Jesse Terrero. Instagram Live. Good to have our Instagram crew growing. We love that crew growing. And our YouTube crew is growing. And our Facebook crew is large. Kafer, this is a short vowel sound, not long. Hour. Okay, Kafour. The A is the short vowel sound, not long. Okay, Kafour. Something like that, right? Did I get it right? Okay. Hey, I'm just going to call you Nancy. Nancy, baby. Baby Nancy. Okay, so it's Real Estate Wednesday and Long Wednesday. And also, I got a job for you. I got some great jobs for you guys to kick off 2017. So if you're looking to do some new kind of work and you're looking for a good job, I've got some stuff we'll talk about here in about 30 or 40 minutes or so. And right now we're going to jump into a Real Estate Wednesday and a Real Estate Loan Wednesday. I call it Real Estate Loan and Real Estate Wednesdays, where we talk real estate, show you how to make $1 million. I want you to become a millionaire in real estate, because if you can do that, that means you're going to come buy a house from me, Jesse, Mr. Soul Terrero. That's my name. Been doing this game since I was about 16 years old. So we're going on, about 40 years now. And so that's how it works. Cafapple. Is it Apple? Caffer? Nancy Thompson Apple? Nancy Thompson Kafer. Caffle. Cafour Apple. Cafour. She's confusing me. Nancy, you got to keep things really simple for this brain. It looks big, but it's actually pretty small. Yo, what's up, guys? Good to have you along with us. All right. By the way, a couple of updates. I wanted to chat with you. You can go on our website at facebook.com/Jesse Terrero. I just posted up a LA Fashion Week 2016 promo. I hosted 25 hours live of last year's LA Fashion Week. It's a kick butt promo. And if you're into high fashion and stuff happening in Hollywood here, then that's what you needed to do is make that happen. In fact, I've got Arthur checking in here with me. I wonder if I can bring him up. Let's see if I can bring old Arthur up. And hey, Arthur, you're on the live with me, Jesse T. Hey, all right, so don't say anything that's going to get us in trouble, okay? Yeah, man. Hey, well, I'm on the show, and you call me right in the show, so that's what happens when you call me at the 5 o'clock hour, 5 to 7, is what happens is you never know. I'm going to stick you on the air if you're an interesting guy. I'm going to stick you. Where's my microphone as I stick you, baby? I'm sticking you. Arthur Chipman, everybody. He is the executive producer of LA Fashion Week, this year's series coming up. 2 great shows, one in March, and we're hooking up all kinds of cool things for you. Arthur, real cool, man. Tell us where the fashion show this year is going to be, and some of the cool stuff that you're doing here real fast.
It's going to be happening March 15th to the 19th at the world-renowned Ace Museum. So that's right in the heart of Hollywood. Ace Museum, March 15th to the 19th will be this season, the fall-winter version of LA Fashion Week.
Well, that's excellent, man. That's going to be happening. And your fashion shows, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, his fashion shows are so good. They're so well produced and put together that and I gotta bestow where accolades need to go. LA used to be the fashion capital of the world at one time when Hollywood first broke out in the 1920s. It was LA, New York, Paris, London. It was always going, but LA, because of Hollywood and all the great fashion designers for the costumes and stuff, I mean, it was big time competition. And that went on for a number of decades, and it fell off and became nothing really. And Arthur got a hold of LA Fashion Week. It's a patent logo. It's a patent trademark. And he started this about 4 or 5 years ago. He has launched this thing back to the point now where the ratings in the fashion world, we're talking about, this is like the Oscars of the fashion world, are, I believe it's, correct me if I'm wrong, Arthur, it's Paris is number one, London is number two, I think you said New York is 3, LA is 4, and Spain and Milan, which has been doing it for about 500 years, has fallen by the wayside. Congratulations, man.
Well, I mean, it has a lot to do with the industry itself and just where the movers and shakers are, right? LA's in the move up, right? And more of the world's top brands like, Tom Ford, Saint Laurent, Burberry are choosing to skip these other markets and showcase right here in LA.
Yeah, and he puts on a great show. He's not talking about himself too much, but everybody, Arthur puts on a great show. Executive producer here. His shows are first class. I have gone to some of the other fashion shows during LA Fashion Week. They don't even rate. They try to, but they don't even come close to the kind of productions that he puts on. And importantly, the kind of brands and the type of people that hook up with him. So, by the way, we are looking to expand, and I'm going to put some 2 cents in and put a little commercial together right quick. We're looking to expand here into the 2017 series, even though the 2017 season is taken care of. We're always looking for people who are very interested in participating in an investment strategy and portfolio package that we have here that we can put in front of you and get that going. And it's going to be quite lucrative for anybody who gets involved with us there. I mean, we're talking some of the biggest car brands, some of the finest designers in the world, right, Arthur?
It's going to be quite something else.
Yeah, and it's at a great place, the Art Museum down on Wilshire Boulevard, there near Hancock Park. It's a huge facility. It's in one of the most prestigious neighborhoods in all of Los Angeles. So for those of you listening across the nation and around the world, and our 100,000 or so viewers and listeners, we want you to get involved here and participate with LA Fashion Week coming up here in 2017. What is the startup date for that, Arthur?
It's March 15th. It's Wednesday, March 15th, right after the Oscars, right here in the heart of Hollywood at the Ace Museum.
Fantastic. It's fantastic. Now, how do people get in touch with you directly if they want to participate in any way in terms of finance, or how do they get in touch with you for promotions?
They can always email us at clients, that's CLIENTS, clients at LAFW.net.
Fantastic. That's great. So you got that right, folks. Clients at CLW.net. Correct me if I'm wrong.
One more time. It's clients, CLIENTS at LAFW.net.
All right. There you go. So, hey, Arthur, I'm going to break off from you right now. I gotta do some real estate on the show today, but I'm glad you called in, and we got to make that push. And I just wanted to let you know some good things have transpired. So I'll hook up with you here a little bit later tonight or early in the morning tomorrow.
All right. All the best. Talk to you soon.
Okay, buddy. Thank you very much. Arthur Chipman, everybody, executive producer for LA Fashion Week. And you got to get involved. We're going to be broadcasting live here those shows. It's going to be really exciting. I know we deviated from real estate a little bit, but you can see what an LA Fashion Week looks like. The 2016 season there on our website at facebook.com/Jesse Terrero. There's also another thing I wanted for you to take note. Many of you know TLC Unleashed, Tracy Lynn Cohen. She is one of the finest fitness gurus. She's going to have a new show here at thepowervoices.com, and hopefully it'll be preceding mine. And she's got a fitness show. And this woman, we highlighted her a couple of weeks ago. What a wonderful, wonderful, exciting, vibrant woman. And she is so healthy, and she trains stars and celebrities, VIPs, and just regular good old folks like you and me. And her workouts, her nutrition, everything that she does is first class. And so TLC Unleashed is going to be debuting here on thepowerofvoices.com. And one last thing I wanted to chat with you about. Many of you know I worked in Los Angeles here at K-Day for a long time. I was one of the original guys that brought hip hop and rap music and dance music together in the world here at 1580 K-Day, AM stereo, 1580 K-Day here, back for about 10 years in the 80s and early 90s, and then it went off the air. The real estate mogul Fred Sands bought the station and turned us off. But the point is, we really broke some new ground in music and shows and presentations. And there's a terrific director, Michael Flores, who has a film called L.A. DJ, the movie, the documentary, and he's taken all the best DJs in Los Angeles, as well as one radio station and two guys on that station, myself, Greg Mack, and myself, Jesse Terrero, the Brown Beauty on Duty, got an opportunity to get a little piece in that documentary, and talking about K-Day and the influence and what we did with the Latino crowd and the Hispanics, because yours truly, me, Jesse T, I got that Mexican Spanish blood flowing through me, brother. Yes, baby. That's right. So we got a little bit of information on that on our website. Let's talk real estate right now. It's Real Estate Wednesday, Real Estate and Loan Wednesday here on the Jesse T Show, and I got a job for you. So there's a couple of things that I wanted to chat with you about here as I kind of get this thing going here. Take a little swallow of water. Good to have you along, guys. As you're chiming in, hey, we like you to spread the word about what's happening here on the Jesse T Show. Saying hi to Mike Hampton. Thanks, Mike. I appreciate the nice compliment. He says, I think your show is awesome. Well, thank you, Mike. I appreciate you very, very much. And we also like you to chime in. Folks, if you want to call in at 424-227-9461, I think we have the hookup okay back to the studio. Lee Michaels has us back in the studio. We had a little rough, we had some ground problems with some audio, so we had so we had a little bit of a rough time there in the beginning, but we seem to have gotten it ship shape out. Saying hi to a couple of other people. Let me see. Go Narsi, Goenarsish. Also Gutakoko, Gueritocalco joined. Thanks a lot on our Instagram live page. All right, talking real estate right now. So many people always ask me, can I really buy a house? Are the loans there? Are they going up? And let me tell you, the loans, they slipped up a little bit when the Fed just recently raised the rate, but they've stabilized now, and they're kind of back down. They dropped a little bit, a few percentage points by yesterday. And the average home loan right now is 4.39%, down from 4.45 last week. So we're starting to see the interest rates slide back down a little bit, and that's a good thing because you get more cluck for your buck. That's right. I mean, it's not like you can go to your employer and you can say, hey, give me some more money. I got to buy a house. No, you're going to get paid what you get paid, man. And so you've got to make sure that interest rate doesn't get away from you and the prices don't get away from you, because then that just squeezes down your dollars and allows you to buy less. So we want you to get involved in the real estate market right now. You got to get that loan going. I can help you out there at winwinwininc@yahoo.com. And of course, you can go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/Jesse Terrero Broker. We've seen some of the lowest rates on some of the 10-year fixed notes at 2.45. So that's really cool. So we're starting to see the rate come down a little bit, and that's good. I just did a quick average of about 3,000 banks nationwide. There's a bank called Optimum First Mortgage. They got a 3.858 fixed 30-rate year loan. Nation's Choice Mortgage has got a 3.875 30-year fixed loan. So it's good to get involved right now if you can, and get yourself going in that world. Okay. So and we can help you out. Absolutely. All right. So let's kind of bridge over to a couple of more things that I want to talk about the loan wise, because it's real important. Unless you're going to pay all cash for a property, you're going to have to qualify to, of course, get a loan and be able to buy with money down. You don't have to have 20% down. You can have as little as 3.5% down on your first home. Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, HUD, and FHA are loosening up their credit crunch, and so we're going to start seeing the banks to kind of loosen up too as well. I get this question all the time. I've got really bad credit. My credit is like awful, man. Can I still get a loan? Well, saying hi to Steve _Phillips 1 for joining us on Instagram Live with Real Estate and Loan Wednesday, and I got a job for you. We're talking some real estate right now to kind of help you along the way, get you going in 2017 the right way so that you can buy a house and start building your wealth and your empire. Because let's face it, folks, the fastest and best way to become wealthy and elite in this country is through real estate, land development, okay? So you got to get involved with this. But I'm going to tell you right now, do not buy units here in California, because California is anti-landlord and anti-ownership. They're taxing us, they're killing us, the courts are killing us. To evict tenants is a pain in the butt. If you do buy some investment property other than the home that you live in, you can buy commercial property here in California, but stay away from residential units or multiple living quarters, multiple units, because you're just going to get killed. Stay away from houses that you want to rent, because the courts are against you. They got these backstabbing, low-life, two-bit piece of crap, ambulance chasing scumbag attorneys. Oh yeah, I love attorneys, right? You can tell that. I went to law school too. Yeah, and these low-life scumbag varmints, all they want to do is get their money, man. They care less about you, the homeowner, the landowner, working slave, and work very hard to make things happen. They help the scumbag pieces of sewer garbage at the bottom of the barrel to stay in properties for a long period of time, which costs you thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. They use legalized blackmail to extort money from you. I'll be talking about that next week. It is horrible. So in California, if you're going to buy anything other than the home that you live in, or commercial real estate, or you're going to do development, that's cool, but don't buy a duplex, triplex, or fourplex. Don't even buy 100 units, man, unless you got the money to buy it, because then you probably have an attorney on record for you, and you pay them yearly to fight your battles, because in California, the court system is against you. But nevertheless, tell it like it is. I do. I love it, baby Nancy. That's right. I do tell it like it is. And when it comes to attorneys, I can't stand them silly sons of bitches. I really can't. I think they're all greedy rat bastards. And if you're an attorney out there listening to me, you are a greedy rat bastard. Why don't you prove to me that you aren't? This is why Washington is so screwed up. It's because the type of people that we send there to represent us. Most of the people are attorneys or have practiced in law. Anybody that I come across, one of the first questions I ask, are you an attorney? Do you practice? And if they say yes, I say, take a hike. I don't want to do nothing with you. Yeah, you don't deserve it, because I know what you're doing. Veronica Veronica Marchvo just joined us. Bar Cry joined us. Thanks up, Bar Cry. Appreciate you on Instagram Live. Pass the word around. We're on the air and everywhere, from the community to the world. 5 to 6 right here, Monday through Friday. Today is Real Estate and Loan Wednesday, and I got a job for you. Okay, so much for my monologue and dissertation on those scumbags that we call attorneys. Hey, you got to have them sometimes when you are harmed and you are wrong. But for the most part, I try to stay far away from this. That's why I voted for Trump, by the way, because he was a businessman. I would have voted for any businessman that would have made it. Heck, I voted for Herman Cain last time, and but it didn't happen. But anyhow, people ask me all the time, personal loans. I got really bad credit. Can I get a personal loan? Well, yeah, you can. What's happening right now, I do deal in hard money lending. I am a lender, and hard money loans used to cost 12, 13, 14% with 3-4 points up front. Because people weren't so bad. But with fewer people missing payments now, the lenders are starting to ease up a little bit on these personal loans, and there's a demand for them everywhere. So if you need a hard money loan, we've seen them as low as 10.68% right now. And you can get up to like 25, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, $100,000 if you got a collateral-based hard money loan. If it's just a signature-based hard money loan, up to $20,000, $25,000. This can help pay off a whole bunch of bills. Yeah, you're going to owe that money. You're going to have a balloon on that money over some period of time, but at least you can get everything consolidated into one. And I think, having one headache rather than 14 headaches is a lot better, in my opinion. So we've got those available. And a lot of people love personal loans that have less than perfect credit and don't make a lot of money. They're legitimate loans issued by legitimate, reputable banks with branches you can walk into and ask questions. And it's a great option for folks trying to, crawl out of the second tier of lending options like payday loans. You never want to do those payday loans. Okay, they catch up with you. So, bad credit, you're not all. It's not all that bad. I can get you stuff turned around less than a couple of years if you had a foreclosure or bankruptcy. I can low FICO scores. We can do that. But if you did not pay a school loan or a government insured loan, forget it. Can't do anything for you in that respect. I've even seen some of these personal loans down to 9.75%. So it's a way to kind of clean your credit up, boost your credit, get credit going, and pay off some bad debt. All right. So just a little touch bases there on there is money available for you. Don't give up hope. Just contact me, Jesse Mr. Sol Torero, and I've been your trusted advisor in real estate and loan matters for a number of years, like let's say 40. Absolutely. So that's kind of what's happening on that side. So let's continue on here, and let's talk about some things that are happening right now. If you are going to be getting a loan this year, you're going to pay more for flood insurance. One of the things that the insurers are doing now is they're making the borrower or the new owner or new buyer have flood insurance, because apparently this year there's been so many floods across the nation that they're really starting to have to spend out millions of dollars. When insurance companies, that's the other root of all evil, satanic forces. I can't stand them either. When the insurance company's got to pay out, they don't like to do that. So you're going to be looking to pay flood insurance. Flood insurance on $200,000 is going to run you about $3,000 or $4,000 a year, and you can't get out of it. So you might want to, when you start looking for a house and buy a house, you want to stay away from what's called flood insurance areas. You can go on the internet and look at the United States geological maps. They're the ones that set up where the flood runoff is all across America with their geo maps. And if your property happens, the one that you're going to buy is a heavy area of flood issues, then what's going to happen is you're going to get hit with major flood insurance. Saying hi to Elepsido de Durango. I hope I got that right. Chiming in on Instagram Live. Let us know where you're chiming in from, guys. And saying hi to Mike Hampton, Nancy, Mama T, and Sean Flanagan, all chiming in on Facebook.com/Jesse Torero. All right. Something that interests me, and this is interesting, how people spend their money. How do Americans spend their money? Do they spend it on cars? Do they spend it on big screen TVs? What do they spend their money on? And I came across an article that was very interesting, and it was kind of enlightening, because all information that you learn is enlightening. It helps you to understand things a little bit differently as we bring this up here on the website, and we get that going. How people spend their money is important to understand, because people have so much money to spend, and where they're placing their dollars oftentimes is some of the reasons why they may not have any dollars to buy a house. You got to shy away from the big car payments. You got to shy away from big screen TV payments. You got to shy away from these types of things when you're considering buying a house. You got to save your money, and you got to stay away from those vacations around the world, massive credit card debt. You got to get away from that and shut that stuff down. So how you spend your money is real important as to whether or not you're going to have any money to be able to plunk it down on a down payment. Now, we can even do some houses in certain locations, like here in Los Angeles. There's a program designed for people who can't qualify in any other means, but they get a grant for their down payment. So that's a very interesting program. We've talked about that in the past here on the Jesse T Show and We Real Estate Wednesday and Loan Wednesday here, and I Got a Job for You. So we have talked about that before in that respect. Let's see, we're trying to bring this thing up, but the internet seems to be working kind of slow for us right now. Here we go. Let's see if we can bring this up at all a little bit faster. Let's dump it right there and reload it. Let's do it that way. And then we'll just reload it and see if it loads up. There we go. Because this was a really interesting article on how people spend their money and how it's broken down into certain categories. So it's broken down into, believe it or not, 12 categories: reading, alcohol, tobacco, education, personal care, miscellaneous, recreation, entertainment, healthcare, clothing, food, transportation, and housing. And each of the categories broken down even further. You can go on Jesse T on facebook.com/Jesse Terrero Broker, and I've got a big article about this and the chart for you to see in terms of that. So real quickly, housing expenses have almost always been the largest area of spending for Americans over 70 years. The only exception was 1941. That was the start of World War II for us, when spending on average for food averaged $8,300, whereas spending on housing came in $7,537. Of course, that would be much higher given inflation and all of that. Another interesting trend is a downward slope of spending on clothing. Americans spent the most on clothing in 61 for an average of $41.57, but that trend is going down. At the same time, Americans began spending more on education, transportation, and health care in the 1980s, 1990s. And our health care, I don't know about you, but my bill jumped 25%, even though I got a PPO with Blue Shield under Obamacare. So they're gonna repeal Obamacare, and that's one of the first things that we see them doing. So most of your expenditures of cash, all the way up until from 1941 to 2014, for the most part, the largest expenditure has been on housing, then transportation, then food, then clothing, then healthcare. We're going to see healthcare really jump though now, and recreation and entertainment is about the same as clothing, and then there's a whole bunch of other things in there. Education is jumping. So one of the areas that's jumping faster now is education costs, healthcare costs, housing costs are all jumping. So what that basically says is where not to spend your money. See if you can lower some of the costs of education, lower some of the costs of healthcare, might give you a little more. Transportation is pretty high. Lower some of the costs of transportation. Definitely lower some of the cost of food, so that you obese Americans out there lose some weight, and you'll have more money for housing. So those are just some real quick things that I'm searching for, because I'm always trying to help folks be able to find a house to buy, find something that they can sink some money in, that they will get something out of in terms of future appreciation and future wealth. And that's really the key for me, making sure that people have the ability to buy something in the future. And that's really what it's all about. All right, so a couple of more things I wanted to chat about. We talked a lot about loans today, because loans are really important. In fact, loans really set up the way in which that you can buy a property. And so if you have the ability to qualify for a loan, then you have the ability to do a lot of things. Like after the show today, I'm going out to meet 2 clients. I'm going to review some problems somebody's having with their taxes. I'm going to go check out a client who's looking for some insurance issues that I have to help them with. And I'm going to go to another client's house here, and I'm going to do a refi loan for them. So you see, we're consistently and on a regular basis helping folks accomplish what they want to accomplish. And when you have a house that you can refi, that means you can take a little bit of money out and you can take care of some of those other needs that you have. So I encourage everybody who wants to buy to contact us at Jesse Terrero Broker on Facebook, facebook.com/Jesse Terrero Broker, or WinWinWin Inc. at yahoo.com. So there's some inside things that inside out. So if you're looking to buy a house, mark this stuff down. We're going to talk about this and then talk about some cool jobs. If you're looking to buy a house, I'm going to give you some inside secrets, inside things that you should look for. Now, if you are a schooled, educated, experienced buyer, you know this already. But most of your home buyers in America today, about 80% of them are going to be first-time buyers, especially as the millennial generation is growing into the 30s now, starting families, having kids. They've replaced the baby boom generation as the fastest growing generation buying property and the fastest growing generation, period, as far as consuming and consumers, et cetera, et cetera. So I want to give you some inside secrets because, 20 years ago, these kids were 10. There's a lot of stuff that you experienced buyers and owners and sellers know, but I always like to go back to the basics because it's the basics that sets you up for a successful career in terms of buying real estate. So 11 things you really need to know about home inspections. First off, when you do find a property that you like, you have to have it inspected by a professional. And I remember before we didn't have inspections way back when I got in the business, but you have to have it inspected. You have to have a home inspection. You should have what's called a mold inspection, as well as part of your home inspection. You should have a radon gas inspection. We don't need them as much here in California because we didn't have a lot of mining and a lot of that kind of stuff. But Midwest, East Coast, they should have those inspections. Definitely give yourself a clause in the contract. It'll make sure that the plans and permits of the property are all up to snuff and perfect, and there's not any shenanigans going on, illegal building or anything like that. If you live on a rural property or acreage and you have a well, you want to have that water inspected, that pump inspected, those piping, those tanks inspected. You want to know what's in that water. Sometimes you can get a well that has arsenic in it and you're in trouble. In your NHD report, the radon will show up, but a lot of times in specific areas where there's a lot of radon, you want to know if the radon gas is coming through your living room floor. Now, as I said, in Southern California here, we don't have a lot of that problem, but I have been known cases where, the master bedroom has radon coming through the floor, but the garage doesn't. So yes, it does come up in an NHD report. That's a property report, 9A report. That's a property report that most sellers here in California will pay for and provide, and you'll get a whole bunch of stuff from the city, county, and federal government. You'll find your flooding stuff in there as well as that. But inspections. The more inspections that you can do, the better it is for you. The more disclosure you can get from the seller, the better it is for you. What you want to do in the inspections, obviously, you want to look for defective plumbing. Defective plumbing is leaky pipes, old Galvy, we call it Galvy plumbing, galvanized plumbing. In California, they're allowed to use plastic plumbing now, really flex plastic plumbing, PVC stuff, similar to PVC, and copper. You can even build with Galvy plumbing, but the minerals will build up in the galvanized plumbing. People don't do it. Most people are doing copper or that flex tubing for that type of plumbing. Like Nancy Thompson Kafer was saying, in Ventura, they see a lot of radon in Ventura and Santa Barbara counties, in the foothills mostly. Yeah, there's a reason for it, because in Ventura and Santa Barbara, there's a lot of wells. When I'm talking about wells, I'm talking about natural gas wells and oil wells. A lot of people don't realize how much oil and how much natural gas they pulled out of that mountain chain that separates the valley and Ventura, and that mountain chain that separates San Ynez Valley and Ventura and Santa Barbara counties. A lot of oil up in Ojai, a lot of oil, and a lot of natural gas up in those areas. So defective plumbing is what you want to check out in a home inspection. Very important. You want to make sure that if you have foundations, that they're all dry, not cracked. Pull up some of the carpet and see. If they're raised flooring, you want to go upside down, up under there. Your termite inspection is going to see for dry rot and fungi wood. Also, your mold inspector is going to look for black mold. That's the poisonous killer stuff. And you want to kind of make sure that you look out there, make sure your inspector checks all the foundations, all the pylons, all of the 2x6s, 2x10s, and how it sits on the ground. Very important stuff. Ineffective wiring is real important to make sure. On and off switch plugs, on and off plugs, the type of wiring they use, make sure it's the right gauge, because that's where fires start. Very important things. Heating and cooling. Most good inspectors will have a device to be able to check to see if the heater's leaking, if the heater, like a gas company person can, and how hot it gets, how cold it gets, how fast from hot, how fast from cold to hot, hot to cold. That's real important, because that's the sign of your air conditioner as well. Roofing problems in California, we can go 3 roofs up, then you got to pull it off and go down to the boards and go start all over. But there's a lot of cool roofs, like Tesla is now coming out with a roof that will last 1,000 years. It is solar paneled roof. It comes in these sheets like this, these solar paneled roof. Man, I'm going to start selling that stuff. That's some cool stuff. That stuff is going to create energy on your house, because your roof shingles are all going to be solar. We've seen that in driveways on roads, but now we're going to start. Tesla just created this new way of doing it to make these shingles out of these for your roof. Very cool stuff. Want to make sure the stucco, the paint isn't chipping. You can get a test on the paint chips. Make sure there's no lead poisoning. Everything prior to 78, there may be lead in it. Everything after 78, here in California, there may not be any lead in it. They still use lead paint in high industrial zones, because lead paint is better. It's less, doesn't corrode as fast, but they don't use it in homes. But there's lead in there's asbestos. There's asbestos in original tiles from the 1950s. There's also asbestos in old heat ducts and this kind of stuff. So you want to make sure that your inspector checks for asbestos, and you can pay for a lead. You can also pay for a dirt or geo test if you think there's some toxic dumping in and around your property. A lot of places, like in Fairfax, when Fairfax back in the 1920s, 1930s, Fairfax District in Hollywood, now there were thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of oil wells. And back those days, they just dumped the stuff right back into the dirt. So, there's a lot of toxic filled things like that. So these are some of the things that you want to check it out. Okay, so that's kind of the stuff. Some just a few things on how to make sure that you get your stuff done, and you don't you don't get caught after the fact. Always make sure that the seller buys you a home protection policy for 1 year. Masonry work, want to make sure it's not loose. Earthquake areas, masonry always gets loose. It's steel reinforced. Rotting wood. You're also looking for your fuse box or your electrical box, and you're looking for that kind of stuff too. So these are just some of the things, a few of 11 things you need to know to pass your home inspection. You want to go in there with some ideas on what you're looking for. Older houses will need more inspection. Newer houses need them too. Don't just because it's a brand new house. Don't trust the builder. I'm telling you right now, do not trust the developer. I don't care if it's KB, a big one, or a small one. Don't trust them. Make sure that they give you a home inspection and a warranty. Make sure your warranties are good. Okay, so this is real important stuff. All the shenanigans that they do pull, and they do pull a lot of them. Man, I've been around this business 40 years, There's nothing I haven't seen. I was an expert witness for many real estate law attorneys. I would be their expert witness, and I've seen stuff. You just kind of roll your eyes. You go, oh my goodness, didn't these people have common sense? Didn't they know this? Well, the question and answer to that is obviously they didn't, because they're in court, and there's nothing worse than being in court on a property that you love so dearly, beloved. Saying hi to Desert Productions. Thanks a lot, man, for chiming in on Instagram Live. And our friends out there in Ventura County, appreciate it. I love Ventura, always been a great place. Oxnard's turning into a bunch of crap. It's falling apart. It's looking like a ghetto. But everything else is looking pretty good. It's a bummer about all the building out there, but I guess that's sort of the way it is, in that respect. All right. Well, Ford Motor Company has decided that they're not going to be building that $1.6 billion plant in Mexico. Right on, Trump. Yeah, baby. They're going to be building it back here in the good old USA. And so, look at that means thousands of jobs. So look into the Ford Motor Company. They're going to need some help. They're going to need some work. And another thing is a lot of the unions are saying that they're going to work with Trump to create even more manufacturing type jobs here in America. So these are cool jobs that you want to do. Driving for Uber is a good job. I know a guy who's making like $1,200 a week driving for Uber. And if you work in the corporate section of Uber and you are an IT guy, you can make $100,000 a year plus a signing bonus and stock incentives. So there's a couple of cool jobs right there for you to look into to make more money. The big thing right now going into 2017, and it's really big, is health and nutrition. So there's a big push now for the people who can train people, like TLC, Tracy Lynn. She's a professional fitness guru. My daughter's a professional soccer player. So these people have the ability and certificates and the accolades to train. But you can go get a job and start training people. There are courses you can take that will provide you the certain tests that you have to take and certificates, as well as the licensing for these types of jobs. So in the fitness field, nutrition and fitness and health fields, a lot of the organic, natural remedies, natural organic fitness direction is where it's at right now. So there's another area to find some employment and some good paying jobs there, and something that will keep you healthy as well. That's really important, because you've got to stay healthy. I've just gone through a big medical challenge myself. So staying healthy is so very important. One of the things that if you acquire used smartphones, okay, there are buying used smartphones. All the cell phone companies, they are constantly creating new cell phones, new smartphones. So if you buy used smartphones, you can get them from the cell phone companies. Also, you can get them from places that you're supposed to throw your cell phone away. You can't throw it in the trash can, kind of thing. And you can sell these used smartphones on eBay around the world. And you can make some great money, because not everybody in the world has a smartphone. A lot more people have cell phones, but not everybody in the world has smartphones. So, this is something that you can collect, start looking around for used cell phones and sell those phones. You can write letters to legislators. There's a whole business out there of when nonprofits need to start writing letters to legislators. You can make up to $15 to $20 a letter. They don't take that long. They're software and template forms that you can utilize. So writing letters for legislators. You hire yourself out as a professional legislator letter writer. Believe it or not, these are the types of services that are coming to bay now for folks to make extra money. Proofreading documents is a big thing right now because, spell check and all that stuff doesn't always work. It doesn't. So freelance proofreading, make up to $20 an hour, and it's your own job. It's your own thing. So another area to check out ways to make extra money in that respect. Working as a transcriptionist, make up to $25 to $35 an hour, transcribing Spanish to English, English to Spanish, or transcribing documents into a different form that the business wants. So these are some ways in terms of I got a job for you, my friends. So anyway, there we are on the Jesse T Show. As we start to bring up the end of the show, it's good to have you along at www.thepowervoices.com and facebook.com/Jesse Terrero. Facebook.com/Jesse Terrero Broker. It's the real estate show and loan show, and I got a job for you every Wednesday here on the Jesse T Show. As you enter the world according to Terrero, you're straight on the point right now. Tomorrow, we got some cool things happening on Thursday and Friday. I'm locking down some cool guests, and we're going to be in studio live down at thepowervoices.com. Hey, have a great one. If I can help you, reach out to us at 818-800-1343, Win at yahoo.com. Hey, run on, my friends, brothers and sisters of Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Thanks a lot for chiming in. Pass the word. The Brown Beauty is off duty. See ya!